Oh my gosh, this is heavy. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm excited for today's video. I think this is my new favorite video to film, and that is using my TBR prompt mug to pick out my next month's TBR. I did this last month and it was so much more fun than I expected, and so I'm really excited to do it again for August. If you're not familiar with these types of videos, Rachel Catherine is the queen of TBR prompt videos, and it's been so much fun watching everybody else do them this month. I have a bunch of prompts written down inside of my mug, and I'll pick some and use that to pick which books go on my August TBR. Last month I picked out 8 books, and I only read 2. I think I ended up reading 8 books total for the month, but a bunch of those were for a video I filmed, and I was already in the middle of 1 or 2 books before the month started. So these 6 books at the top are the ones that I didn't get to that I had on my July TBR. And I definitely want to get to them. Some of them are really high on my priority list, so they might make their way back onto my August TBR. I do have 1 or 2 reading vlogs planned for August, so I don't want to overdo my TBR this month. I think I'll do between 5 and 6 books, depending on how long they are. Oh, and I don't know if I mentioned, but the TBR cart here is books that have been on my TBR for a little bit longer, and this front side is what I kind of wanted to get to in the summer. And then this stack is full of mostly newer books that I got in my most recent book haul. So I'll be picking from both, but I still do want to prioritize my summer TBR because we're getting towards the end. After filming last month's video, I realized that you couldn't actually see all of the books on my TBR cart, so hopefully you can see them better this time, and I'll turn it around so you can see what's on the other side. This one is mostly fantasy, sci-fi, and then books that weren't priority on my summer TBR. I'm so excited to pick. I also have not had a 5-star read since, I think, February. I've only had 2 this year. I don't know what's wrong with me, but I would love to have an amazing book and have a 5-star this month. So here's hoping. Maybe this will force me to read one of the books that I have been putting off because I'm afraid it's too good. Maybe it's my fault that I haven't had a 5-star read. Anyways, I'm excited, so let's finally pick the first prompt. The newest book on your TBR. Well, if you watched my last book haul video, I went on one last shopping spree before going on a book buying ban. I cannot buy any more books until October 1st, and I bought 4 books that last day. I got the Wisteria Society of Lady Scoundrels, which I do really want to read, but maybe more like October. Love in Other Words by Christina Lauren. I have this for a video idea, so I don't think I'm going to pick that yet. A Deadly Education, which I think I would pick, but I am currently reading The Will of the Many by James Islington, and I am... Actually, I don't know how far I am. I'm reading it on my Kindle. I think I'm about a quarter of the way through, and this is a big book. It's the first book in a new fantasy trilogy, and according to my Kindle, even though I think I'm a quarter of the way through, I still have about 14 hours left to go in the book. So I'm afraid this might take me a really long time to read, like over a week more. So I think it definitely should be one of my TBR picks because it's going to be taking up a lot of my time this month. I was really hoping that I would have a prompt that I could use to pick that book, but I didn't expect it to be the first one. No, I don't want to do this. No, this is not fair. No, I don't want this. So this prompt is not actually a prompt. This is me yelling at myself. It says, "Read Babel, you idiot." I don't remember if it's Babel or Babel, but I have had that book on my physical TBR since Christmas, so 7 months. And it was the one book that I told my mom, I said, please, if you get me nothing else for Christmas, please get me this book. But I still haven't read it because I'm terrified of it. It is another pretty large fantasy book, and I think it's like a historical fantasy. I don't really know, but I've heard so many people say that it made them feel so stupid, and they just felt like they didn't understand it and like they were too dumb to read the book. And it's also just pretty long, so I really am afraid to read it. This is the only book that I put in here that wasn't a prompt. And I made these like 6 months ago. Before I even started my YouTube channel, I made this TBR prompt mug, and I hoped that this day would never come. And I know that this is really lame of me, but I'm gonna veto this one. Sorry. I just hate that, one, it's not actually a prompt, so I don't get to pick what I want. I don't want to be forced into reading that book, so I feel like it was a bad idea for me to put that in there anyways. And if I read Babel this month, I would only read that and this, I guarantee you. That would be all I could read in the month. So we're gonna pretend that that one just didn't happen. That was past me's mistake. We're just gonna pick a new prompt. Please don't be mad at me. Okay, title starting with W. Ooh. That was actually tough. I didn't think I had any that started with the letter W, but I do have What Happens in Paris by Ellen Hilderbrand. And since that was the only one, I also have two that have the in front of them, but then the next word starts with the W. And again, that's the Wisteria Society of Lady Scoundrels. And then The Wife Upstairs, which I think is a thriller. I've had this one on my TBR for a while, and I feel like I might never get to it. But What Happens in Paradise is the second book in a series, and I really liked the first one, and it's obviously a summary book, and I'm trying to complete as much of my summer TBR as possible, so I'm gonna go with this one. Okay, third pick. Title that starts with the letter of the month. Okay, August. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna have a lot that start with A. Oh, I have A Flicker in the Dark, which was on my July TBR that I didn't get to. Ariadne, which I'm not really interested in. We've got A Deadly Education again. And let's see. Okay, I've got A Line to Kill. Ooh, and A Darker Shade of Magic, which I've really been wanting to read, but I already have a big fantasy book. Ooh. I'm in love with these covers, and I do really want to read this, so I don't know. I haven't read a thriller in a while, so even though I've heard really mixed reviews on A Flicker in the Dark, I'm tempted to do this one. And I really want to get into V.E. Schwab, but I just feel like I'm not ready yet. I feel like August is not the month. So I guess A Flicker in the Dark it is. Okay, that's 3 down, and I'm liking that the last 2 are shorter books. A book with food on the cover. Oh, that might be tough. What an interesting prompt. Ooh. I've had Crying in H Mart for forever, and those are ramen noodles on the front. This is a memoir by Michelle Zauner, and I've really been wanting to read it, but it's just another book that I feel like, I don't know why I haven't picked it up. Okay, I think it's my only option, at least from what I have in these 2 stacks. This is something that I feel like I needed a push to start reading, so I'm excited for it now. Okay, gonna do at least one more, depending on how big it is. Author's name starts with F. Okay. I did do a lot of title starts with this or author starts with that, so it makes sense that I'm getting these. I'm gonna say first or last name because I might not have a lot to choose from. Okay, nothing on this side. Oh, I have Beartown by Frederick Bachman. I think I would enjoy this book, but not in this mass paperback format. I really hate these, and I feel like it totally ruins my reading experience. The only reason I have this is because I got it at a used bookstore when I was on vacation, because it's like a thing I do, and they only had a bunch of mass market paperbacks. So I'm not too sure about this one. I also have Alice Feeney's His and Hers, which I have been wanting to read for a while. I do like Alice Feeney's writing, and I've heard that this is one of her better ones. It's also only 300 pages, so it would be another quick read. I definitely want to do this one. Sorry to all the Frederick Bachman fans. Okay, I'm gonna do one more. I want to have a total of 6, and if I'm being honest, I really want The Naturals to get on here again. So let's see if we can make that happen. 5-word title. Well, that's not gonna be The Naturals. I don't think I'm gonna have too many choices for this. Ooh, I wish I could do The House in the Cerulean Sea, but that is 6 words. I could do Final Girls Support Group, but I tried reading this one time and it kind of was not hitting. Oh, I can do The Mountain in the Sea. Oh. Oh no. Okay. Okay, let's be careful here. Oh no, oh no. No. I really need to find a home for this giant book stack. Okay. This one's a little bit longer, but other than The Will of the Many, the other books I have are pretty short. And Faith is Reading has made me want to read this book so bad, and I don't even know if she's read it yet. She, I think, put this on her TBR for July and was super excited about it, and she just made me want to read it, like, really bad. All I know is it's like really futuristic, and it's about people who are, I think, studying octopus, and then the octopus are way smarter than everyone expected, and I think that they start to kind of take over. And I love the cover. I am actually really happy with this stack of books. It is a total mix. I've got a fantasy, a literary fiction, kind of a romancy summer read, a mystery thriller, a memoir, another mystery thriller, and then a sci-fi book. Now I'm honestly really excited to finish The Will of the Many, just so that I can get on to these other books. To recap, we have a fantasy that I don't understand and don't know how to explain, so I won't even try. The Will of the Many by James Islington. Our sci-fi about super smart octopus, The Mountain in the Sea by Ray Naylor. An Alice Feeney thriller mystery about someone, I think, investigating a woman's murder. Michelle Zauner's memoir, Crying in H Mart. A Flicker in the Dark by Stacey Willingham. This one is about a girl whose father was a serial killer, and then he's put away, and then like 20 years later a bunch of other girls start going missing or ending up dead the same way that her father used to kill them. And What Happens in Paradise by Ellen Hildebrand. This is the second book in a series about a woman whose husband dies, and she finds out he's been leading a totally secret life on the beach in St. John. That was really fun. I think that if I actually read most of these books, I definitely want to do it again next month. So we'll see in a month how I do with this August TBR. Hopefully a lot better than the last month. So please try to convince me to read any of these 6 books because I need help. That's all for today. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!